Welcome to the workshop, friends, and today's going to be a quick long-term review of this right here. I have my Husqvarna safety helmet for chainsawing. This is also called a forest helmet or a arborist helmet, technical helmet. There's a couple different terms for it, but you essentially use it when you're chainsawing. And that's what I've done. I've had this thing for 7 years now, and I'm very happy with it, and I would not do any large amounts of chainsawing without it. Whenever I have something to cut, I always grab this because it has the built-in earmuffs, which are great. As you can see, they swing right out of the way, which is awesome. That's one of my favorite features. And then the other favorite feature is this right here. You have this nice mesh visor that snaps right out of the way. Okay, this comes in handy, more so than you think. Now, this right here replaces the need to have safety goggles on, or safety glasses, which are a huge pain in the ass when you're trying to chainsaw and it's hot out. Okay, if you don't know, safety glasses will get fogged up and have beads of sweat running all in front of them and behind them, and you can't even see what you're doing. So that's exactly why I ended up buying this, is because I had to figure out a better way to safely cut wood and not have beads of sweat obscuring my view. That was the biggest annoyance when doing a lot of wood cutting, and this is the ticket right here. You want to get yourself a nice arborist helmet with a nice mesh visor. This is going to protect all the little particles of chips and wood coming off the trunks and the logs, and it allows you to have, like, non-obscured vision, because it allows you to see what you're doing, and it fully protects your face from any larger debris. Now, this is very kind of flimsy mesh, but as you can see, it's held up just great. I haven't had any issues with it puncturing. As long as you use this within reason, and you're not doing, like, you're not dropping it on the ground and like taking it off and just throwing it somewhere. This thing will last. As you can see, this has gone 7 years of use. In a residential setting, I have 8 acres and I cut wood at least once a year, randomly here and there. I have a lot of trees to cut and maintain. And as you can see, it still looks brand new. Okay, I keep this thing in the shed. I don't keep it outside. One cool thing about this is that you have this like UV expire indicator on here. And as you can see, it still says new on there. Okay, if this side here where it says old turned red, then that would mean that it's time to replace the helmet, because the UV rays have broken down the actual plastic in the helmet, and it's not like as resilient as it should be anymore, and it might crack or fracture if it gets hit. But really happy with like how easy this thing is to operate. Like, you can walk around with the earmuffs out of the way. They're adjustable for length. Okay, you can move them in and out like that. I mean, I'm very, very pleased with this. They kind of snap in and snap out, as you can see, so they kind of like swing out of the way. But this is a great piece to have. It's actually not that cumbersome. When you have this thing on your head, it's so well designed that, everything tucks away and nothing's in your vision. Nothing's like bothering you in any way at all. Okay, at first you're gonna think this is kind of like stupid and kind of, oh, it's clunky, and you're gonna have all this stuff attached to your head. Believe it or not, this is actually really lightweight. It's not that heavy. It's all plastic and foam and all sorts of quality components. Looking inside, you have a nice suspension system. Okay, you have your main, perimeter kind of band. Then you'll have 3 more on the inside there to suspend this thing on your head, and it's really comfortable. Once you cinch this thing down with the ratchet, it works great, man. I'm telling you, you have to try one of these if you haven't already. Okay, throw away those safety glasses and all that PPE hanging off your face and getting all full of sweat and you can't see. This is the ticket right here. You'll have perfect vision, and you won't have the worry of getting anything in your eyes, which is a huge kind of thing that's going to happen when you're cutting wood. You're going to get wood chips and stuff being shot at you at high speed, and you're going to want something to protect your face. Okay, but like I said, I really enjoy using this. This is my go-to. I don't cut even 1 or 2 pieces of wood without this, present on my head and in use when I'm operating a chainsaw. I'm really happy with this. But 7 years of use, freaking, I'm so happy with this. When I bought this, it actually was hard to get, okay, in the United States. I had to buy it from England, and I paid like something like $200, okay, with shipping to get this. But I will provide the Amazon link down below to this exact model that I have here. It seems like it's more readily available now. But at the time when I bought it, it was not, and I still went ahead and bought it for $200 because I realized it's very important to be well protected and have good vision and be able to see and not make any mistakes or have any hazards, okay, while chainsawing. Also, another thing I want to mention is that I did have one point of failure here. This cracked along the plastic edge here that holds on the earmuff. That was my fault. That was not the fault of the helmet. I actually ran this thing over with my ATV, and it cracked this thing, put a big crack across this whole frame part that holds the earmuff. But I went ahead with some JB Weld and 2 pieces of aluminum that I profiled the same shape as this frame here, and I put one in the front and one in the back. I JB Welded those, and then I went back over with JB Weld on both sides, so you have a firm, rigid fix here that's not going to fall apart, and I can snap this thing in and out, and nothing's going to happen to it. It is dead solid now, completely solid. And like I said, this was something that it was my fault, not the fault of the helmet. But as you use things out in the field, things will happen. You will drop it by mistake. You will run it over with your ATV, like in the case that I did. And believe me, I was not freaking happy. I was pretty pissed when that happened because usually small plastic parts like this, they're not replaceable. You have to buy the whole new helmet, or they're kind of hard to fix. But in this case, I was able to reinforce it very nicely and proceed using it. But as you can see, it's a nice little fix I did, and it's held up still. So really happy with that. I also have the matching Husqvarna chaps that I use, the technical pants they call them, in conjunction with this when I start doing a lot of wood bucking, log bucking, or like, chainsawing. So I put those on. It's works well. You look professional. You look like you know what you're doing, essentially, I should say. But really nice pieces from Husqvarna. I'm really happy with this. I couldn't say anything better about this helmet. Is that you just need to go out and get one yourself and try it. Spend the money. You will realize that it's really worth the extra money versus just a set of safety glasses and just foam earplugs or something. But this right here, very happy with it. Really nice Husqvarna product, and I highly recommend it. So if you have any other questions or comments, please place them right down below. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.